API is the acronym for Application Program Interface. It is a set of routines, definitions, protocols, and tools for building software applications. It is used everywhere by developers to create software solutions. When we talk about user interface, many of us think of the iPhone interface or the Windows graphical interface where we click and drop icons. In the case of API, however, we are talking about an application program interface that is between software to software. The set of roles defined by the API allows two software programs to exchange information without user intervention. Do you watch videos on YouTube? Well, it uses API in its construction. Same goes for websites such as Amazon and Google, or mobile apps such as Uber and WhatsApp. REST, or Representational State Transfer, is actually not a protocol like TCP or UDP. Rather, it is a set of architectural principles and loose guidelines for software developers to follow. This allows developers to implement REST style of APIs easily. It is usually driven by data. When used in a web services context, REST uses HTTP and HTTPS as a transport mechanism to deliver the messages. Yes, you heard that right. The same protocol that we use today to browse the web is what we use for REST API as well. Why HTTP? Because we already have this flexible, distributed, global platform called the internet that we could leverage. As such, we will see later on how we could use the different HTTP action verbs to indicate our intent, such as get, post, put, and delete. The flow of an API cycle is pretty simple, typically between a requester and a remote web service called the responder. In a request and response cycle, the flow typically involves setup and authentication, then message exchanges, and optionally a teardown message at the end. Keep in mind that the role of requester and responder can be fluid. When we launch this exact video you're watching, you are the human requester for the site content to the web server. Chances are the web server will become an API requester and will be calling other backend web services APIs to find the exact videos to play, mark the course progress, and display the necessary information based on the application you're using. The API messages, regardless of request or response, typically have three components: the location URI, the header, and the message itself. On the top, we see a client request message. The location is the host, in this case is www.example.com, and the relative URL is root, indicated by the /. The header is the HTTP version. The message is empty because this is a simple GET request. At the bottom, you could see the responder message. It is similar in structure, but different in content. It does not have the host portion. Because the responder received the message from the requester, it knows the location of the requester. Much like if Bob asks you a question, you know you need to respond to Bob, right? In the response message, we could see the header is a little bit more involved, containing fields such as the content type, the content length, and then the message itself. We will go over the response message in more detail in later sections. Each of the API messages are typically self-contained and short, making it scalable and easier to carry out.